In this video we're going to make a scarf. Start off by doing your first loop around, pull it through, loop around again, pull it through, and you're going to do this 60 times. So that's 5, 6, 7, and if you ever lost count, you can always start from the beginning and count your little loops here. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and you have 8. So you have 8 so far. You just keep on doing it. If you ever mess up, you can always kind of pull it out real easy. It's not that hard, and then start from wherever you messed up at, and you just keep on. Okay, so once you get to your desired length, you're going to go ahead and take your needle, turn it around, and you're going to place it in not the first hole, but in the second hole, just like this. Then you're going to loop around, pull that through, loop around one more time, and you're going to pull that through 2 loops. 1, 2. And that's going to be your very first single stitch for your second row. So you'll do it again in the next available hole in your chain, pull that through, loop it around a second time, and pull it through your 2 loops. Let's do that again. So put that through there, loop around, pull it through once, loop around again, and pull it through 2 loops. Okay, so I'm at the very end of doing single crochets all the way down the very first chain. This is almost a completed first row. I have one more single crochet to do to complete the first row. So I'm going to go ahead and slip it through the very last hole, wrap around, pull it through, wrap around one more time, and pull it through the last 2 hoops. So now I'm going to go ahead and turn my work around, and for the second row, instead of me doing a full row of single crochets, I want to do a full row of double crochets, and double crochets are very similar to single crochets. Okay, so you'll take your string, you're going to chain up 1, and to do your double crochet, you'll start off by looping around your needle once and going into your first hole. Loop around once, pull it through, loop around again, and this time you're pulling it through 3 loops instead of the 2 loops that you were accustomed to when you were doing your single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So let's do that again. I'm going to loop it around, push it through the next hole, loop it around again, pull it through, loop it around again, and then you're going to pull it through the last 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we are one more stitch away from completing our second row. So we'll wrap around, put it in the last hole there, wrap around again, pull it through, wrap around again, and pull it through the last 3 hoops. Now I'm going to turn my work around, and then I'm going to chain up 1 to go to the next level. Okay, so we're going to do double stitch in the 3rd row, but I'm going to do a double stitch a different way. I'm going to add an extra loop in each double stitch. It's going to be very similar to the way I did the double crochet the first time. The only thing is that I'm going to add an extra loop so I can add more material in each stitch. So I'll wrap around, go into my very first hole, pull it through, wrap it around again, and instead of me pulling it through all 3 loops, I'll pull it through just the first 2, and then wrap it around again, just like that. Have a lot more material in this one stitch here. So let me try to do that again for you. Loop it around, put it through the hole, loop it around again, loop it around again, pull it through the first 2 loops, loop it around a final time, and there you have it. So I have 1 more double crochet to do in this 3rd row. And there you have it. You turn your work around, and in this time, before I chain up, I'm going to go ahead and change the color. So when you're changing colors, it's important for you to take a pair of scissors, and when you're cutting your yarn, make sure you have enough slack. That's going to give you the ability to tie on your new color. So I'm going to go ahead and use my sparkly white yarn, and I'm going to tie them both together. There we go. And just kind of tug on it there. Take my yarn, go ahead and chain up 1, and I want to do the same double crochet pattern going the opposite direction. And I can turn my work around. And remember, whenever you're starting on a next row, you have to always do 1 chain up, because that gives you the height to move up to the next level of your work. If you wanted to change colors, you can change colors now at this point, or you can change colors right before you finish your last double crochet.